Hey there, it's Crafty Bug. It is another day of Dephemerember. In case you're not aware of what Dephemerember is, it is a daily ephemera inspiration prompt list hosted by Louisa Heinzel and Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. They've done this for this is the 5th year, so they've done this for 4 years so far, with this being the 5th. And I've participated for a few years now. It's a lot of fun. Just gets you crafting in December, carving out some time for myself to get in here and make. And I love it. So today we are on prompt number 2. Can you see that? Yes, you can. It is floating pocket and bold numbers. Now, floating pocket, I had to look that up just because I had an idea that it might be just like a pocket that's not attached to something, and that's what the internet confirmed. So that's what I'm gonna make today: floating pocket and bold numbers. So let's see what we've got. So as I stated in my last video, and as they have stated in their videos, we're encouraged to use scraps, and I've got a few that need to be used. This is just some of them. There's a bigger thing over there, a big box full of scraps. So another thing that they are encouraging, but is not required by any means, none of this is required, of course, is compartmental making, which is where you break down the making process. It's similar to mass making, but you break down the making process into different steps so that you can have different components available, so you can just kind of grab the components and combine them. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Ooh. Sorry, I'm already finding goodies. I wanted to use book pages, and I didn't want to just grab a few book pages, but I have a fair number in here. That might be fun too. Scrappy scraps. Oh, that's beautiful. That would make a wonderful tag. So let's see how many of these scraps I can use up today. That's from a book. That might be fun as a base. I'll put that as a maybe. Ooh, that's not a scrap. That is. So I'm just gathering some scraps. That's packing paper. That's beautiful. This is something I stamped on. I have no idea if I'm going to use all of these, but just, you know, I'm in the gathering phase of this compartmental making. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right. That's very plain, but I'll pull it out. You never know. Ooh, that's cool. That could go with that very well. Ooh, I'm throwing stuff. This is already a pocket. You know what? I'm going to grab that, because that I could easily make that a pocket and decorate it. Sure. Have more offcuts in here. Ooh, that has some boldly stamped numbers on it. It says bold. It doesn't say they have to be big. You know what? This is part of a calendar page. That might be fun as like a, what you call it? A hinge. Brains is good. Just glued tissue paper to that, I think. We'll pull it out. I tend to lean more neutral with pops of color, but I'm trying to break out of that. That's part of a magazine ad I used in jelly printing. Okay. I think we have, I was mainly just looking for something for base, a base. It's all about the base. And then I can use more, that's fun. I can use more pieces out of the scrap box for decorating. Cool. So we'll start with these. First things first, I don't want to set to the side because that's more decoration. This guy, get out of here. So first thing, I've gathered my supplies. Next, I want to create some sort of a pocket. I love this. Don't like this, so let's cut that off. So this is a pocket. I don't want to just glue it together. I think it's kind of hard to tell it's a pocket. So maybe it needs something to help identify it as a pocket. That is not straight. Something like that, maybe? What if I fold it the other way? What if I just cut it off? That's fair enough. Okay. So this will be one floating pocket. I just need to glue it together, but I'm not ready to do that yet. We're compartmental making. This guy, I think I will, there's a fold here, so that, and I could just fold it in half. And that could be a base for a floating pocket. I could just glue it along the side and the bottom. Yeah, figure out something else for that. Maybe I forgot this was not working as it should. I don't know if I need to sharpen it, or I got something stuck in it the other day. And it has not worked the same since. Awesome. Let me get the bigger one. All right, let's try it this way with a slightly bigger one that actually cuts. Haha, nothing got stuck in it the other day and may have destroyed it, but you know. Cool. So then there's that. This. I love this. I think maybe I'll put some sort of something on this side because I don't want to cover that up. Put you guys over here. I don't want to cover that up. I just love it so much. So what do we have over here? No, I want to do like multi-pockets of some kind. Ooh. Oh. I think I like the brown side better. Okay, so we could do that. That's like perfect. Yep. And then another pocket. Do something with a little green in it. Do I want it to go all the way across? No, I don't like that, but that could be cool. Maybe we'll just do one pocket. And then this could be like a label. We'll keep that in mind. All right, so this could be a fun pocket. Maybe I should ink these up. We'll do that next. All right, so those two will be a pocket. I wanted this to be a front and back like this as well. Okay. Ooh. Do that. But the issue is this is really thin. It needs to be backed. So put that to the side. And then we will, do I have a smaller piece? That's perfect. So then I will glue this to here. I'll just use a glue stick because I want to sew. So then that's going to be a pocket. All right, perfect. Now let's see, how many do we have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try not to make these videos too long. Didn't I already choose these? Really like those together. So we'll just put those together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll leave it at 5. We'll leave it at 5. I can make more of these another time. I'm really trying not to go overboard and make these videos super long, but I will probably make more off camera because that's just how I am. So that was that part of the compartmental making. Next, I'm going to ink everything before I decide how to decorate them. Yeah, I'll just use walnut stain for them all. It'll make it easy for this. So I'm just going to ink around all of these parts using walnut stain, and then I'll be back to show you what I've done. All right, these are all inked, front and back. And I know for some of them, no, I think for all of them, I want to incorporate stitching in some capacity. I think that this one, I'm just going to stitch this pocket down. This one, I think I want to sew here, but not onto the back. I think I'm just going to leave this side blank. And then I can just decorate it however, or glue it down later. But I don't want the stitches on the back side. So that, do I want stitching on both sides? I don't think I want stitching on both sides of this paper either. Okay, so these two I'm not sure about yet. I think I want to incorporate something on the side, a hinge. But for now, I'm just going to sew on these three. And I'll be right back. All right, I have started to think about the bold numbers part of this. Now that I have these figured out, I went through my stash and I found some bold numbers that I've just cut out of like magazines and things like that. So I have those, but I also want to do a little stamping. So I pulled these back out. This is a stamp set I got at the dollar store. And this is a Dilutions by Diane Reevely, clear stamps, numerology, DYB 65371. And I think I'm just going to, like I did in the previous prompt, some random stamping. So because these are bold, I'll use black permanent ink. And I did consider stamping directly on some of these, but for now, I can't undo that. These I can make and then fiddle with. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stamp some numbers and then I'll be back. All right, now I've done some semi-random stamping. I've got a couple of 25s because it is 2025. And then I just kind of laid these over each other like so, and just, you know, picked up the thing and stuck it on the ink pad. And didn't take any of the numbers off, just random stamping, because that's fun. Another 25 and a 12. So now those are a component that I can use anytime. Anytime. Now that I've got my numbers situation figured out, I gotta think about how I want to decorate these. So for this one, let's start here. I think I just want a 25 on it. That green matches really well, and then I will ink with pink to tie in to the colors up here. That's pretty simple. Do I wish suddenly that that was a circle? Maybe. Yep, I like that better. All right, let's ink it on those corners. Now it needs something else. Maybe a little of this behind it. Yep, I think so. Like it, but I want there to be something on this to kind of make it stand out a bit more. I think that's exactly what it needed. Perfect. So I will glue that down. Yep. That feels better. All right, one is done. A little on the nose, but I like it a lot, actually. And then it could be clipped into a page or whatnot. Cool. Next. All right, for this one, I do like that. Okay. Oh, I think that was just solved for me. I really like that. I feel like I'm not going big enough with these, though. I feel like I'm not doing enough. But at the same time, like, I can always decorate them more when they go wherever they're going. I don't know. No, I hate that. I don't like that. Yeah, we're just gonna not overthink this. Let me ink this. There's another one down. And then this one, was this the one I thought about doing a hinge for? I mean, I can always hinge it on this side later. Yeah, we're just gonna make a floating pocket. That's what we're gonna do. Now, what about this 6? I still really want to use that 6. Maybe with some sort of a collage. All right, I'm going to play around off camera a little bit with some collage elements, and then I'll show you what I've got. So this is what I've got situated so far, and I really like it. However, this is missing something, and I want to stamp something here. This is one of the page tabs I made in yesterday's prompt, and I like the way it looks tucked between the pocket and the back of this. And this is just some scraps that I configured. Actually, I should probably glue those together before I mess it up. Okay, so those will stay together as one unit now. But I really like the idea of some like gold writing here. So I'm going to take this stamp again and emboss some gold letters here. Not very well. I don't want them done well. And then I'll take this embossing powder, which is sparkling champagne color, And hopefully it does what I want it to do. Yes, that was exactly what I wanted. And then this, yep, it's all coming together. I think I'm actually going to wait to put something on here until it goes wherever it's gonna go. Okay, so that's going to dry while we work on these other two guys. Now these, I want something sticking out of the side. Well, for this one, this is sticking out, so maybe not, but it could have a hinge built in to this part of the pocket, and then I could just glue this part, and then this could be like hanging off the side of the page. What should I have for a hinge? I did want to use this little fishy guy. I don't want to cover him up. If I do it this way, and then this side, he's so cute. I kind of want him on the outside though, I think. So I will rip this. And then I think I will run a bead of glue here. And then not on this side because I want to sew up it. So I got that. And then this side I will glue down here. Like so. And then I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew over this section here, and I'll be right back. All right, so that is what we're working with there. It's a little crooked, but I'm not going to stress over it. And then this would be folded for the hinge, and then this side would get glued down to the page, and then this would fold flat. Yeah, I like that. That is a little pocket I glued here like I said I would. And we can stick something, nope, that's too wide. Something narrow in there. Okay, it just needs some bold numbers. I like the 15 a lot, actually. You know, that's just one more way you could utilize compartmental making, is going through old magazines and cutting things out and then putting them to the side for another day. That's totally a step in compartmental making, and one that I utilize quite often. Okay, so we would only see a little bit of that, if any, but I do kind of like that. Should we do anything to this side? Maybe I want to stamp. Yeah. So glue down to the 6, 7. If you have preteens, you will probably cringe that I just said that. Or they will, because that's the fun of brain rot, is making my kid cringe. Oh, maybe I should do this too. Not the best impression, but I'll take it. I do like it. That is fun. Okay, sweet. One more to go. Then we've got this little guy, which I really want something sticking out of this side. Like this. And that could be a hinge. It's on the other side. What if I folded it? How tall is it? Oh, that's perfect. What if I did this? And then this. And then folded this in half. And then stuck it in there. And rip this off. And that could be a hinge. Well, that's what I'll do. I'm going to use this glue stick because I also want to sew. And I will stick this down. And then I will, well, I guess I could glue this too. So I guess the ones with hinges are not technically floating pockets anymore, unless I, could always use them as such. I think I just want to sew across the bottom in here, so I'll be right back. Alright, so that's what it looks like now. I could always turn this into a page tab as well, if I chose to. I do like it though, I just think it looks so good. Do that, and I think something else I meant to do and neglected to was to get some strings out of my big jar and use them behind some of these numbers. Let's just glop some glue down. Maybe another number on the back. No, I don't want it. Maybe just the giant 112. Let me clean this up and I'll be right back. All right, there we have it. I made 5 different floating pockets in this video using scraps, and they each feature some sort of bold number. So I can definitely check those off the prompt list. Do a little show what we got going on. I love that. This one's a little funky. A little tiny pocket. This one is so fun. And I left them intentionally kind of basic so that when they do eventually go wherever they're going to end up, that I can, give them a little bit more decoration to match the theme of whatever it is I'm making. This was a lot of fun. I don't normally go for big, bold numbers, but I think I'm definitely inspired to do more of these. I might just sit here and play off camera for the rest of the day. It's raining and gross, and what am I going to do besides have fun in the craft room? So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.